Hi everybody, welcome to my second video. So today we are going to talk about something fun and lighthearted. Let's talk about depression. So why talk about depression? First of all, I think I am not the only one that has had kind of a little bit negative thoughts, at least in the last few months. And also, I just think that there needs to be more talk about mental health in general. So I will talk about what my experiences have been and see if there is any coping mechanisms or anything that I've learned that could be useful to share with you guys. So to give a little bit of background, I would not define myself as a person suffering from depression per se, but I definitely have anxiety disorder, which can lead to depression. So I just talk about my personal experience. Everybody's different. But what I want to say is that I always thought of myself as somebody really positive and lighthearted and really kind of ready for the future and having all these plans. Although I can recognize that sometimes I did have some kind of heavy thoughts, but at the time I just thought, I might be more mature than my age, and I actually thought it was a really positive thing, which it can be. But now I can recognize some of the signs of anxiety that were kind of lurking in, but I didn't really recognize it or actually have a specific diagnosis until last year. So I think that depression is something that I have been thinking a lot more of lately, both anxiety and depression, and that is maybe because I finally felt that the whole world is catching up with my level of anxiety, and so it kind of feels more okay for me to open up, and I even freely tell people that I come across with on phone calls or messages that, some days there's just bad days and we feel low and we feel a little bit negative. And then I can get over that and have a happier, more, a lighter day, and then I can recognize what I'd gone through the day before. So I just wanted to share that, and I wonder how you guys have been feeling lately. If you are suffering from anxiety, how has the whole pandemic and working from home and adjusting to a lot of changes, how is that been affecting you? For me, I actually do enjoy changes. It's very strange. I do not mind moving to a different countries or changing my job or my career. I do enjoy, moving my house and go to a new place. But it's always something that I think about long and hard. And then I do all my pro and cons and multiple trips to a drawing board. So I feel quite confident with those planned changes, but kind of this year has been kind of happening for all of us, and so perhaps there weren't a lot of planned changes. We just had to kind of adapt as we went along. So you guys can let me know in the comments how you have been feeling. For me, the word that I could kind of describe the whole mood in is the feeling of being stuck. And stuck is not just a state of mind, but a whole state of being. It kind of feels like you want to do things and you want to try doing something new and adapting quickly to the situation, but at the same time it kind of feels like your mind is trying to catch up with everything going on around you. And so I think as a coping mechanism, it almost feels as if the mind is just trying to freeze the moment and kind of catch up, and that is feeling stuck. So the mind is being stuck, trying to process everything, and physically you feel like also I mean, at least in my experience, kind of like a weight on yourself. And I guess because there are so many variables and it's really difficult to plan. And yeah, so that's me. If in one word, it's feeling stuck. But I guess at least I'm not having like full-blown anxiety. It's kind of like a really dreamlike state of watching everything from a window, everything going on around, but you're not really ready to take any move or to jumping. So this is where we're at right now. So because that has been the mood recently, I have been doing some research about anxiety and what coping mechanisms to use. I've actually, since I've been diagnosed, I've actually and obviously had some therapy. It helped tremendously, but now as I'm stuck in a different country, I'm in Indonesia, in Bali, I'm not doing that anymore. So I've been just kind of dealing with myself. And because I've been doing quite well last year, end of last year, I've been kind of up to my own devices. So until I can get some therapy again, I'm just trying to find some coping mechanisms. I stumbled upon a video on YouTube, which I think it's titled "How to Cope with Anxiety." Anyway, I'm gonna link the video below. You can have a look. But basically, this lady called Olivia, she very gracefully explains a little bit about anxiety, and it kind of ticks all the boxes for me. But also she talks about some coping mechanisms, and the first one, which I think it's quite interesting, is feeling that you're in control of your life. And it totally makes sense because especially this year, I do not feel like I'm in control at all. So I guess trying to get that control back, it could be extremely helpful. And I guess I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, since I am not at home. I'm not in my apartment in Shanghai. I am in Bali with one suitcase that I packed in January with like random things. I'm not in my environment. I'm not in my usual routine. I don't have my dog with me. So I really, it's hard for me to feel in control of the situation, and so many things could happen. I don't know when I can go back to Shanghai, when I will be, when foreigners will be allowed back into the country, when it will be okay to travel again. So there's a lot of variables. So this is one thing we gotta do, trying to get the control back. The second thing she suggests is to, one thing. Sorry, I have some notes because I tried to get not drawn off topic. But the thing about feeling that you're in control of your life, she mentioned about people with anxiety that they put something off easily because they're fearful of not being ready enough. And I always thought this was a positive trait to have, because you get ready first, especially when you're in school. It's so easy to do because you gotta get ready for exams, but then in real life you don't really got that prepping time, or not always as desired. So sometimes you just have to jump in, and I was really much better at it when I was younger. I was much more fearless. I mean, I went to China on my own for the first time when I was 18 years old. I didn't really speak much of the language, and I really adapted pretty easily, and that was for a summer of studying abroad. So that that was pretty good. I mean, or at least in my memory of it, I wasn't really fearful. I really jumped into the challenge. So I guess being in control also means that having some challenges to just throw ourselves into it. And indeed, in the video, she mentions about just trying to do things even though they're badly done the first time, and just get over the fact that we're not going to be good at it. I mean, so this is you know, this is one of the resolutions. Just try to do it. Like, I'm trying to do these videos, and they're probably a little bit off, but at least, you know, I'm trying. Same goes with writing or anything that has been on my mind. Just trying to do it and then learn as you go. The second thing is forgive yourself, be kind to yourself. I have to say, I could do better at this, but I kind of understand rationally a lot of the thinking that goes on in my mind. So I do try to be more patient with myself and more understanding, but sometimes it just happens automatically that we just go into that place of being self-critical and too much analytical about our thoughts. And, you know, I feel guilty oftentimes to feel displaced or to feel lost in my situation, because I have so many blessings, and so I don't feel justified to feel how I feel. So this is also a way for me to criticize myself. I mean, I think about there are so many people in much more unfortunate situations, so how do I dare to feel this way? But you know, sometimes we just do, and we need to allow ourselves to do that. So rationally I know, but we gotta do it every day. So be kind to yourself. And the thing that comes up often, especially, is something that is openly talked about, is body positivity and not being too hard on ourselves with our physical appearance. I have to say, I never was too bothered about the way I look, nor any imperfection really took much of my time or my thinking. But I am super analytical about my performance, even my thoughts, and pretty much everything that goes on into the mind. So I guess for me, it's all about mind positivity, because body positivity, I am pretty happy with that. But mind positivity, so I guess the second point is, let's be kind to ourselves and to the whole of ourselves. And the third point that she mentions is, in order to combat our anxiety, or at least deal with it, is to have a purpose in life, to find meaning in life, and to go on with our daily lives with other people in mind as well. It's not just about ourselves, it's also about doing things for others. And she mentions about volunteering or helping others. I'm actually really happy because I'm doing a mentorship program with my university, my undergraduate university. So I'm talking to some students that are going through courses which were similar to mine, and we're just sharing our experiences. And that actually inspired me a lot to do this channel, just because I really enjoyed so much the process of sharing a lot of thoughts and things that we went through, especially as students, and just going back to a lot of my path. So I really crave doing more of that and more sharing. So yes, that will be helpful for me. And so yes, that I kind of ranted a little bit, but I hope that it kind of touched a few interesting points. And please do comment. I will be happy to hear your feedback, and also please do share how you've been feeling. Just know that there's always a tomorrow. It sounds very cheesy, but no matter how you felt today, in the good or the bad, tomorrow will be another day, and you may feel great or not so good, but after that there will be another day. So let's take one day at a time, knowing that there is another day after that. And there we go. I'll see you guys next time.